Hey, welcome back. Okay, so this week we're going to talk about, is Calgary running out of homes? If you've looked for a home in Calgary in the past couple years, whether that be for rent or to purchase, you'll know that it's slim pickings out there. Housing inventory has been an issue, and it's not just here in Calgary, it is Canada as a whole in the major cities. In today's video, we're going to talk about the structural undersupply of housing and what to do if you find yourself in a desperate search for a home. I'm Dawn, Realtor with Real Broker here in Calgary. I've been selling real estate for 8 years, actually almost 9. And if you're making a move, I would love to help you. You can book a call with me in the description below. Okay, in February of 2023, we said our housing inventory here in Calgary was the lowest it had been since 2006. So at that time, Calgary had 2,750 homes for sale. That was the inventory for the month. Now let's fast forward to February 2024. Currently, we have 2,280 homes for sale. So it's 470 homes less than the lowest recorded for the month of February since 2006. We don't know what the new listings for February is yet, obviously because the month isn't over, but for last month, we had 2,137 new listings. So we're seeing more homes come to market than last year, but with these strong sales, we actually have less homes for sale. So demand is clearly the driving factor here, and with higher interest rates than we've seen really since 2008, many people are staying put. They're just enjoying their lower rates for the time being. Their term will be up eventually and potentially soon, but not opting to move when the risk is a higher interest rate and a more expensive home. And on top of that, Calgary's population growth continues to accelerate. In the 12 months preceding October 1st, the province's population expanded by 194,000 people, or 4.3%. So this is a big jump from the year before where it was just 2.5%. And the highest October 1st annual growth since 1980. So what are we gonna do about it? If we have more people moving to Alberta than in the past 44 years, we better have a place for them all to live. As I said, Calgary is grappling with this structural undersupply of housing, which is a challenge that our city aims to confront head on through its ambitious housing strategy for 2024 to 2030, dubbed Home is Here. So at the heart of this strategy lies a commitment to ensuring that all Calgarians have access to affordable homes, which is broken down into 5 key goals. Increasing the supply and affordability of housing by leveraging city-owned assets and funding tools, enhancing support for affordable housing providers, boosting the efficiency of housing subsidiaries, ensuring a diversity of housing choices to reduce barriers and increase support, so particularly for equity-deserving groups, and addressing the specific housing needs of Indigenous communities. These detailed plans aim to not just increase the supply of both the market and the non-market homes, but also to strengthen affordable housing services and adjust policies to promote a wider range of housing choices throughout the city. So the key to making these goals a reality are the rezoning efforts and the planning policy amendments aimed at fostering a diverse and affordable housing landscape. The plan is all about pushing for a mix of housing options by changing up the planning rules to ensure each neighborhood provides at least 15% of its homes as affordable, non-market housing. So this clearly shows that affordable housing isn't just needed and sought after, it's actually being embraced all over Calgary. On top of that, the strategy involves getting rid of those single detached special policy areas to open up for room for a wider range of housing, making it easier to put together secondary and backyard suites, and offering perks to encourage affordable housing projects. So with the efforts to establish RCG as the go-to residential zoning and backing unique living setups like co-ops and co-housing, Calgary's housing strategy seems to be geared to knock down the barriers of affordable living, aiming to sort out the city's housing squeeze with what looks to be a thorough and inclusive forward-looking approach. But if I'm being honest, I've got doubts about whether it'll all come together as planned. And that's me putting it politely. The City of Calgary's housing strategy definitely talks a big game, I feel like, about tackling the housing supply issues with some bold objectives. But like I said, I'm skeptical that the proposed actions will actually make a significant dent in increasing the housing supply to match our current demand. So sure, changing zoning laws and updating policies sounds good on paper, right? But the real challenge is in putting these plans into action and actually getting past the long-standing obstacles that have always slowed down the creation of these varied and sufficient housing inventory here in Calgary. This plan is somewhat controversial. I don't think it actually aims to build affordable housing. I think builders will benefit from being able to put a fourplex on corner lots, but those new builds will not be affordable to the average person, and rents for living in desirable communities will still be higher. So depending on the financing route, though, of the builders and the owners, there could be potential opportunity that everyday renters could see, but like I said, we shall see. As the spring selling season is ramping up, and yes, you heard that right, spring selling season in February, we're only going to see more competition and potentially less inventory. So what should you do if you're looking for a home? First, let's chat about if you're looking for a rental. Now, full disclosure, I do not help people find rentals. Our MLS does not have rentals on it. I am not licensed in property management. So a good place to start your search is online. I'm gonna link a video I made here discussing some websites that you actually might not know about to start your rental search. As a renter, you also want to ensure you're working on your credit score, because if a landlord asks for your credit history or pulls it, you want it to reflect that you are responsible at paying your bills, right? A tip I got from my friend Renee over at Spire Mortgages is to actually report your rent payments to one of the credit bureau agencies. So you can report your rent payments to CheckC, the Landlord Credit Bureau, or Borrowwell. And so if you're new to Canada, this is a great way to build your credit without taking a bunch of credit hits on your credit bureau. So you can check out Renee's Instagram in the description below for other credit building tips, lending tips. She's awesome. I would also recommend asking your employer for a job letter, an employment letter that states how much you make, potentially how many hours you work, just like you would if you were purchasing a home, and have that readily available. Like, letting your landlord know that you're gainfully employed offers them some reassurance that you'll be able to afford your rent. And just like the resale market, rentals are price driven, and if at all possible, don't be afraid to offer $50 more than their asking rental price. You never know when that actually could make a huge difference and get you the place. Now, if you're buying, it's competitive out there, just like the rental market. Get a pre-approval with all of your documents submitted beforehand, so when the time comes to write an offer, you're ready for a quick financing condition, which actually could allow you to shorten your other condition periods as well. Also, know when you can eliminate a condition. This requires skill at ensuring you're still doing your due diligence and your interests are protected during the deal. I've got lots of strategies to win in multiple offers, and I just won 2 in the last 2 weeks. I have another video here too with one of my other tips, so go check it out. If you have any questions about buying or selling, I would love to hear from you. You can book a call with me in the description below. I make videos every week, so if you don't want to miss the next one, you can subscribe, and I will see you next week.